Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to our channel. We actually have two in one news. One boils down on Nnamdi Kanu, the southeast, and of course, the final agreement from the north to secede. It also boils down on the argument is really been booming things on social media over the issue of Biafra realization and the many components that follows it. Before we go into the newspaper, I'd like you to subscribe to our channel by clicking on the red subscribe button. Beside it, you see bell notification icon. Please go ahead, click on it to get notified as soon as we update our channel on YouTube. This is really bubble package. But let's start with what Governor Ekpezu is telling Nnamdi Kanu to do now. Okay, I want to sit and talk with Nnamdi Kanu. Abia Governor Ekpezu has said. The Abia State Governor Okezi Ekpezu has declared that he has no grudges against Nnamdi Kanu, the leader of the Indigenous People of Biafra. The governor, who spoke during an interview with newsmen in Umuahia, the state capital, said he was ready to engage the Biafran freedom fighter on how security will be restored in the state and other parts of Southeast. Governor Ikpezu, while reacting to the activities of IPOB members who were accused of attacking security operatives in the state, said violence would not bring the expected change. The governor called for dialogue between secession agitators and the government to address their grievances, stressing that if there are things you want to vocalize about the way things are going on in this country, raise the tune a little bit. I think there are people who are willing to say that and do that as well. It is quite a very interesting one. As in, technically speaking, say, look, you can bring it on. We still have one or two persons, even in government house, who be willing to raise their voices over what is happening in the country, particularly the southeast. But let's find out what it is that is bringing a lot of fire talks. It has to do with the south and the southeast and secession, where the leader of the Indigenous People of Biafra, Nnamdi Kanu, has responded to the statement by the Northern Elders Forum (NEF) that the Nigerian government should allow the southeast to secede in order to avoid another civil war. Kanu, in a statement on Tuesday, described the statement from the NEF, that's the Northern Elders Forum, as very sensible, but added that Biafra also includes the South. The Northern Elders Forum, NEF rather, has said in order to prevent another civil war, the Southeast should be allowed to secede if the movement is popular among the people in the region. Now, that is very sensible, but there's a correction. Biafra includes what you guys call South. He said, well, the Northern Elders Forum called on President Muhammadu Buhari to allow the Igbos have their own country, adding that it was necessary to avoid another civil war. The group also called on Igbo leaders to avoid a civil war and dialogue with Kanu and other pro-secessionists. This is one information that has been trending, one information that has divided people, and I'm wondering why. A lot of reactions have strayed that statement, and honestly, at this rate, I'm looking at a situation where personal opinion now, so that the whole Biafran ideology does not sleep. There has to be a consensus now. Now the Northerners are saying, the Northerners are even pleading more safe, saying please let them go, let them go. So if there's any a division anywhere, it has to stop now. So they don't say, see, nobody wants to go, so why are they shouting? So there has to be agreement of some sort. But let's find out why Nigerians are shouting and screaming. Honestly, the internet is a gog. This one here is saying, we're going to read through some of uncensored guys. This one here is saying, stop dreaming about involving South in your secession plan. I guess some Southerners are beginning to talk, and they're talking in a different tone. I've heard one or two persons always say, I am from this, I'm from that, I am Biafra. I don't know how this is going to play out, because this argument that is going on, it's not just everybody's seeing it, everybody's hearing it. This one is saying, we are Biafra, we are from Idumoje, Uboko, the so-called Delta. Have you seen? The other one said remove South from it. So he's saying that he's from Idumuje Boko, the one that is now presently called Delta. This one here is saying South is all instrument of divide and rule. The panacea is let there be a referendum, let the people decide, and people decide for themselves. But the caveat is it must never be hijacked by the elites who prefer the status quo for what they enjoy in Nigeria. Supervised by the United Nations, let the vote be, be conducted to the grassroots. Whatever is the will of the people must prevail. And this is quite very sensible. This one here is saying the referendum should be conducted throughout the southeast and the south with approximate questionnaire. Well, the question is approximate questionnaire is going to write all the questionnaires. Okay, but but what that guy said, the first guy said, is quite correct. If there's going to be a referendum to decide between south and southeast, let it be monitored by international bodies so that everyone will be sure that whatever the result is correct and it is final. This one here is saying, God bless you, my brother. You didn't only go to school, you also acquired common sense. Okay, so he said, we just need a Nigeria free of tribalism and nepotism. Leadership that will improve every Nigerian life and equity and justice, irrespective of tribe or religion. Nigerian leadership needs a rethink, as we all need leaders with vision and creativity, nationalistic leaders, and not tribalism and nepotism. Leaders who will be better every Nigerian life, not deprivation. The Nigerian elite are creators of disunity, instability, insecurity, and agitation. The question is a good one though. But can we get that ideal Nigeria? This is an ideal country this young man just mentioned, an ideal country that works. But is that what how possible to get this type of ideal countries? What we do not know. Hence the agitation. That's why people have been agitating, because of these things you mentioned in the opposite direction. This one here is saying, can't Igbo stand alone without involving other people that don't belong to you? Biafra is not understood by other tribes in South. Perhaps if you change the name to something reasonable to others. Well, I've over time seen people who have still over time hear people say, though they're not from Southeast, but they're Biafra. Don't forget that Southeast, South also emanated from Old Eastern region. Yes, I have heard also from some quarters saying that it's like in Delta State and Edo, like what one of the senators then said, or more Agege said. He said there was a referendum, it was end, and they have earned their rights to be a region and all that. But then, like he said, if they must be included in an interview he had some time ago, so they must be included, they must be consulted, not cajoled into. But that's where we'll wrap it up. Let's put in the comment section, please. What's your take?